It took a while, but I finally found an Oblivion portal to show you. Hello, it's Icy, and yes, it has taken a while for me to find an actual Oblivion portal in Blackwood, but we're here now, and I would like to show you how they work. So, they spawn randomly in the world. You will need to actively look for one. So I'm up here right now. I've in the past found them one here, one about there, and one down the fence. They're not marked on the map. It's possible there are a large number of random locations, which maybe we can data mine later on, but right now they certainly look random. So a few things. You do need to kill the Daedra who are guarding the portal. There's a noise that you hear when you get nearby, but it's not particularly loud. You can see there is a bit of a sort of an indicator, but also it's not particularly tall, and it might depend on how big your draw distance is as to whether you can see that from a distance. So once you're in the portal, there are more things to do. So if we take a look at the map, you'll see that it's 9 islands around a central group. So I've now been into 4, as I said, and certainly the 2 I've been in on the PTS server as opposed to the preview server, where the map looked different. The island shape was the same size. So every time you come into a Deadlands Oblivion portal, you're going to see this map. You'll note here are the spawn locations. So there are 3 spawn locations and then a number of different islands. So last time I spawned here, and then you fight your way through the island to another portal at the other end and then jump through to the next one. On the first island, there does not seem to be a boss at all. Also, I think you certainly can't sneak through if perhaps if you're a Nightblade, you may be able to sneak through the whole thing, but if you are not, you'll probably have to fight your way through. So I'm going to try this just to try and make it go through quickly. See if I can just kite everybody over and kill them. Difficulty wise, certainly the first island feels like a public dungeon level of mobs, something along those lines. So if you can run solo through a public dungeon, then I think you'll be right, at least on the first level, to solo this. Oh, no. So we just got a few more coming in. Now, the portal on the outside, that will remain open for a little while. Not sure, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something along those lines, before it will close. More people, we still have some more people coming through, before the external portal will close and nobody else will be able to join in this instance. This is not a unique instance to me. If somebody just randomly in the world runs across it and comes in through the door, they will also be able to, they'll also enter this instance. So it's not for me specifically, it's a group entrance, group instance. If you have group members who have not entered with you, they will have to individually enter the portal by themselves. They won't actually be able to travel to player to get in. Have we reset it enough to go through? Not yet. Maybe I'll just... How about now? How about now? No? Yes? Okay, let's go through. Obviously, if you run far enough up, you can actually reset the portal. Now, so as you can see, if we look at the map, we've moved through to the second island. So in one of my adventures on the press preview server, yes, I came in here, and then the second island I got to was actually this one. So I don't know where, like, if the second island step is random or how that works, but as you can see, we need to fight our way through the next one. So I think I will just end up fast forwarding the fights and then I will talk around. can't help looting. Oh, we have a quest. Ah, interesting. Okay, so this quest is actually only on this island. I'm not going to pick it up because no spoilers, but as you're actually fighting your way through, that's just something to keep in mind. And also, that's actually a good reason to fight through multiple times. Okay, so we have a number of named bosses that we need to kill. So this one is called Larian, who I've actually already killed before. So there are 7 named bosses who appear throughout the sort of islands, and there is an achievement for killing all of them. So one thing to keep in mind is there are some definite mechanics going on, and mechanics that you'll need to be aware of, and fight your way through for that matter. So this one's actually a relatively long island. You fight the boss there and then you actually have to continue on further to actually get to the portal to get to the next one. Difficulty wise, I would say this is closer, probably, okay, so that particular boss, probably about the same as a public dungeon boss, so one of the normal public dungeon bosses. So just to give you kind of a rough idea of how difficult it is. Okay, so let's go through the next portal. So this one will actually take us to one of the regions on the center island. So, now this one, I've been on this one, but haven't actually been on this one. So interestingly, this was the same as one other time, this was the same as one other time, but then I'd ended up on this island instead. So it looks like each path is possibly random or semi-random. So in order to get across all of the islands, you will need to fight your way through Daedric Portals or Oblivion Portals a couple of times in order to get all of the combinations, I think. Now, the big boys, the fire behemoths, I should be able to sneak past. And as I am in trying to get through this video as quickly as possible, I'll just leave them there. Okay, and as you can see from this big open area, we're about to get a boss. Salosum. Now, okay, so in the 3 times actually, I've made it to the center island. Pretty sure this has been the same guy each time. So I don't know whether we've got different big bosses or if it's always one of these guys. So as you can see flying around at the top, there are more versions of this particular boss, so perhaps the center is always going to be one of these ones. So, now that we've killed him, you'll see that there's a fairly innocuous door here. This is where we're off to next. Havrsel's Tower. Havokrael's Tower, sorry. The previous areas, you can travel back and forth between the portals, and also the mobs will respawn, and so it's a fairly effective way of, because once the outer gate closes, nobody else can join you. So it is a fairly effective way to actually farm, especially for Fighters Guild. So if you could drop in here with just one other friend. Oh, nope, somebody else is here. Interesting. I guess we'll go through and kill some more stuff. But first, check out these guys. When you come to visit, they turn on, which is really cool. You can see there's a number of entrances that all drop down. So, and then everybody is funneled down in here to the final one. So it's entirely possible that guy has come in through one of the other pathways, and we are all being funneled in here to the final boss. So and then we get, this is the same each time I've been in here, so we funnel through here, we fight a number of mobs till we get down here to the actual final boss. So we'll go through and try and get through these ones. Better repair my gear, right? Oh, wake up. Some good repairs. I think I have an add-on running that's interfering with the filtering system, and I haven't had a chance to remove or test that yet, so don't be concerned about the add-on, like the interface looking a bit odd there. So certainly there are new mechanics with these ads, but also a number of existing mechanics from other content in the game, including trials, by the way. So do make sure that you're actually responding to things. You need to interrupt if you see it, and you need to kill things when you can. So there's always an Ash Titan, it would appear, guarding that last little bit. And now we are down to the final combat. Now I might just check to see if I actually have food. Oh yep, that's fine. Okay, I might even put the good pots on. So let's see how we go. This is fight mechanic wise. It's a matter of killing all of the ads that spawn until they are until basically the final boss is charged up. Do make sure you get those interrupts off on the flame spinners. I don't know how bad they are in this content, but on sort of bigger content they'll be enough to kill you. It looks like my friend has finally made it through after I pulled up all of the ads on the way in. But it will at least have the advantage of making this all a little bit faster. And finally, we have the boss. So, if you're soloing this, it will take a while. Additionally, he does seem to get a shield as well, though we appear to have 2 players and some 3 players? 4 players? I'm not sure actually how many are here and how many are companions who've had their outfits changed. It's a little difficult, but certainly he died quite quickly. And then we're done. So, up here on the center portal is where the Oblivion Stone is that you need to smash. As you can see, we get a chest, which has got loot similar to pattern, Deadlands table pattern. Thank you very much. We get loot that's similar to what you get from a Harrowstorm or any of the other kind of world events, and then you can take a portal and it will return you to where you came from. So that is an Oblivion Portal. So a random event spawning randomly through the world, public dungeon plus a little bit difficulty. I would say that end fight there is probably the equivalent of a group boss content in a public dungeon, maybe a little bit harder than that. So probably a bit harder than that. I would say you do need to do mechanics in order to get through. Please do check out the rest of the Blackwood videos in this playlist. Check the link. They will give you all of the other Blackwood bits and pieces that I've been previewing and recording. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat. I'll ask them in the comments. I may have missed something, and I'm happy to fill that in. Come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC, link in the description. I stream the Elder Scrolls Online, and I'd love to see you there. And I have giveaways thanks to Zenimax as well, fairly often. Follow me here. That would be appreciated. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.